Collaboration framework, Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX establishing international partnerships. Overview. The collaboration framework between Donald Trump's Mars initiative and Elon Musk's SpaceX is set to forge international partnerships with 7 countries by 2024, driven by a shared ambition for space exploration. This initiative comes in the wake of Trump's return to the presidency and Musk's influential role in the private space sector, aiming to achieve groundbreaking goals including human landings on Mars. The partnership is not only a technological endeavor but also a strategic political move to enhance U.S. influence in global space exploration, particularly in Africa. Political and strategic context. On January 20, 2025, during his inauguration, President Trump reaffirmed his commitment to space exploration with the declaration, "We will plant the stars and stripes on Mars." This statement encapsulated the ambitious vision shared by Musk, who has long aspired to establish a human presence on Mars. Analysts view this partnership as a pivotal moment for U.S. space diplomacy, particularly aimed at engaging with African nations. The African space economy is on a growth trajectory expected to exceed £17.84 billion by 2026, making it a vital area for U.S. investment and collaboration. The Trump administration recognizes the potential of the African space sector and plans to utilize initiatives like the U.S.-Africa Space Forum to enhance cooperation in space infrastructure and technology transfer. This strategy is intended to counterbalance the influence of China and Russia in Africa, promoting U.S. interests in the region's burgeoning space industry. Leadership and strategic appointments. To spearhead this initiative, Trump appointed Jared Isaacman, an experienced billionaire and spaceflight enthusiast, as the head of NASA. Additionally, JD Vance, who has a keen interest in space policy, was named vice president overseeing the National Space Council. These appointments reflect a strategic effort to revitalize U.S. space policy and effectively implement ambitious goals in the coming years. Technological aspirations. The collaboration aims to catalyze the development of advanced space technologies, including artificial intelligence and robotics, which are critical for Mars missions and beyond. Musk's long-term vision includes establishing a self-sustaining human colony on Mars by 2040. The administration may leverage Musk's Starship technology to replace the costly Space Launch System (SLS) for lunar and Martian missions, though experts have noted that significant shifts in policy could face considerable legislative challenges. International partnerships. The framework anticipates establishing partnerships with 7 countries, primarily focusing on African nations. The U.S. aims to engage these countries through various initiatives, enhancing collaboration in space and addressing mutual interests. The upcoming launch of the African Space Agency (AFSA) in April 2025 provides an excellent opportunity for the U.S. to solidify cooperative agreements in the space sector. Key countries for partnership. 1. Nigeria. As one of Africa's leading space nations, Nigeria has made significant strides in satellite technology and Earth observation. 2. South Africa. With its established space program and advanced technological infrastructure, South Africa is a crucial player in the African space sector. 3. Kenya. Kenya has emerged as a hub for satellite technology and space exploration initiatives, making it a vital partner. 4. Rwanda. Known for its focus on technology and innovation, Rwanda is keen to develop its space capabilities. 5. Egypt. Home to the newly established AFSA, Egypt is strategically positioned to lead regional space initiatives. 6. Ghana. With a growing interest in space technology, Ghana could benefit from partnerships with the U.S. in satellite operations. 7. Ethiopia. Ethiopia's ambitions in space exploration align with U.S. interests in fostering technology transfer and economic growth. Timeline of events. 2025. January 20th, Trump inaugurated, emphasizing space exploration in his inaugural address. April, the AFSA officially commences operations, paving the way for U.S. partnerships in space initiatives. 2026. Mid-2026, U.S.-Africa space initiatives are expected to be announced focusing on collaboration in satellite technology and infrastructure development. 2027 Artemis program, NASA aims for a crewed lunar landing aligning with Trump's vision of American dominance in space exploration. Economic and diplomatic implications. The collaboration framework is likely to yield significant economic and diplomatic benefits for the U.S. By engaging with African nations in space initiatives, Trump aims to dispel the notion of waning American interest in the region. Space collaboration can drive economic growth, job creation, and technology transfer, particularly in critical sectors such as agriculture, mining, and telecommunications. Moreover, the partnership could enhance U.S. geopolitical influence, particularly in countering the growing presence of China and Russia in Africa. Collaborative U.S.-Africa space surveillance networks could be established to monitor security situations and manage space traffic, underscoring the strategic military and security considerations of this initiative. Challenges and legislative hurdles. While the ambitions of Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX are grand, the feasibility of achieving these goals is uncertain. Analysts caution that major changes in U.S. space policy could face significant legislative hurdles, as most NASA policies require bipartisan support in Congress. The legislative process could slow down the implementation of ambitious plans, particularly if they require substantial funding and resources. Conclusion. The collaboration between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX represents a transformative moment in U.S. space policy, aiming to establish international partnerships and leverage technological advancements for shared goals in space exploration. With a clear timeline and strategic focus on African nations, this partnership intends to expand U.S. influence in the global space race while addressing economic and security interests. Whether these ambitious aspirations can be translated into tangible outcomes remains to be seen, but the groundwork for a new era of space diplomacy is being laid. The collaboration framework between Donald Trump's Mars initiative and Elon Musk's SpaceX seeks to establish international partnerships with 7 countries by 2024, underpinning a shared ambition for space exploration and technological advancement. This initiative is not merely a reflection of U.S. aspirations but represents a complex interplay of political, economic, and strategic factors that could reshape global space diplomacy. Counterintuitive insights. 1. Partnership with Africa. While the U.S. has historically been perceived as a dominant force in technological innovation, the collaboration emphasizes a strategic pivot toward African nations whose burgeoning space sectors are expected to exceed £17.84 billion by 2026. The U.S.'s engagement with African countries may seem counterintuitive given the continent's developing status, however. It highlights a recognition of Africa's growing capabilities in space technology and its potential as a valuable partner in international space endeavors. 2. Billionaire influence on policy. The appointment of Jared Isaacman as NASA's head and JD Vance overseeing the National Space Council illustrates the increasing intertwining of private sector interests and governmental space policy. This arrangement may appear to undermine traditional bureaucratic processes, yet it underscores a new paradigm where billionaire entrepreneurs are seen as pivotal players in shaping national space agendas. The reliance on figures like Musk and Isaacman in steering significant policy shifts could be perceived as a departure from established governmental norms. 3. Legislative challenges versus ambitious goals. Although Trump and Musk's partnership aims for groundbreaking achievements such as a manned Mars landing, the reality of U.S. space policy often involves navigating complex legislative landscapes. The expectation that bold initiatives will seamlessly translate into action overlooks the intricate checks and balances that govern U.S. federal operations. The administrative intent to supplant the costly Space Launch System (SLS) with Musk's Starship technology, while ambitious, faces skepticism regarding the potential for swift legislative approval, revealing a disconnect between aspiration and practical implementation. For a public perception and misinformation, Musk's controversial behavior, particularly on social media, raises questions about the influence of misinformation on public perception and policy support. His capacity to shape narratives despite the risks of promoting false claims suggests a paradox where a billionaire's platform can simultaneously drive public engagement and sow confusion. This phenomenon challenges the traditional view of informed citizenry in democratic processes as the lines between influence, misinformation, and public trust blur. 5. Geopolitical competition. The initiative's framing as a counterbalance to China's and Russia's influence in Africa may seem overly simplistic. While the U.S. aims to strengthen its position in the global space race, the complexities of international relations mean that partnerships formed under the guise of competition can lead to unexpected collaborations and mutual benefits rather than a straightforward contest for dominance. 6. Economic incentives and national security. While the narrative surrounding space initiatives often highlights exploration and scientific advancement, it is equally driven by economic and security considerations. The integration of space technology into sectors like agriculture and mining illustrates that the push for space exploration is not just about prestige but is deeply rooted in practical economic benefits. This duality challenges the perception that space exploration is solely a scientific endeavor, revealing its multifaceted nature, where economic viability and national security intertwine. 7. The role of education and cultural exchange. The emphasis on collaborative educational programs and cultural exchanges between the U.S. and Africa suggests a broader vision that transcends mere technological partnership. This approach can be seen as counterintuitive to the typical transactional nature of international relations, proposing instead a model of mutual growth and shared knowledge that fosters long-term relationships beyond immediate economic gains. 8. The impact of personal relationships. The close personal ties between Trump and Musk highlighted during the inauguration and subsequent events may suggest a dangerous precedent where personal relationships can dictate policy directions. This contrasts sharply with traditional expectations of objectivity and professionalism in governance, raising concerns about the implications for democratic accountability and the integrity of public institutions. 9. Reality versus ambition in space exploration. The ambitious timeline set forth for Mars missions, including the expectation to establish a human colony by 2040, may clash with the slower, methodical pace of actual space exploration. The tendency to promote grand narratives of space colonization can obscure the technical, logistical, and ethical challenges that come with such endeavors, leading to potential disillusionment if expectations are not met. In summation, the collaboration between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX encapsulates a multifaceted approach to space exploration that intertwines ambition with the realities of political, economic, and technological complexities. The counterintuitive aspects of this partnership challenge conventional wisdom about international relations governance and the role of private enterprise in shaping national agendas. As this initiative unfolds, it will be crucial to monitor how these dynamics play out in the evolving landscape of global space diplomacy. The collaboration framework between Donald Trump's Mars initiative and Elon Musk's SpaceX is a monumental endeavor poised to redefine international partnerships in space exploration, particularly with 7 countries by 2024. While the report covers various critical aspects, certain elements are easily overlooked yet hold significant implications for the future of space diplomacy and international relations. 1. The role of African nations. The commitment to engage with African nations through the U.S.-Africa Space Forum is pivotal. The African space sector is projected to grow significantly, with estimates exceeding £17.84 billion by 2026. This growth offers a dual opportunity. It allows the U.S. to strengthen its geopolitical presence while aiding in the technological development of African nations. The significance here lies in the potential for the U.S. to counterbalance the growing influence of China and Russia in Africa, as both nations have been increasingly active in establishing ties with various African governments. This strategic move could redefine power dynamics on the continent and beyond, making it a crucial aspect of U.S. foreign policy. 2. Leadership appointments. The appointment of Jared Isaacman as NASA head and JD Vance as vice president overseeing the National Space Council is a strategic move that may not garner as much attention but is profoundly significant. Isaacman's experience in spaceflight and entrepreneurship aligns with Musk's vision for rapid technological advancement. His leadership could facilitate a more agile and innovative approach to NASA's missions, particularly those related to Mars exploration. This could potentially lead to groundbreaking advancements in space technology and exploration strategies, which are crucial for maintaining U.S. leadership in space. 3. Technological advancements and AI integration. While the report highlights the importance of AI and robotics in advancing space technology, it underplays the potential societal implications of these advancements. As SpaceX and the Trump administration push for AI integration in space missions, there is a risk that ethical considerations surrounding AI deployment may be overshadowed. The significance of this lies in the fact that AI technologies once deployed in space could have far-reaching consequences for both military and civilian applications on Earth. The partnership aims not only to enhance space exploration but also to set precedents for AI governance in broader contexts which could be overlooked amidst the excitement of technological breakthroughs. 4. Legislative challenges. While the report mentions potential legislative hurdles faced by the Trump administration in shifting policies, the depth of these challenges is often underestimated. Space policy is inherently bipartisan and significant changes require broad consensus, often necessitating negotiations with Democratic legislators. This reality means that while ambitious goals may be touted, the feasibility of achieving them within the current political landscape remains uncertain. The implications of this are profound. They could lead to delays in space missions, shifts in funding priorities, and ultimately impact the U.S.'s ability to maintain a competitive edge in the global space race. 5. Implementation versus aspirations. The distinction between aspiration and implementation is crucial. The report highlights Trump's commitments to ambitious space goals, but the translation of these ambitions into actionable policies is fraught with challenges. Analysts suggest that while the rhetoric may suggest a rapid acceleration of space initiatives, the reality of bureaucracy, funding limitations, and the need for bipartisan support could significantly delay or alter the trajectory of U.S. space exploration efforts. This gap between vision and reality is a critical point that could shape public perception and international relations in space diplomacy. 6. Cultural and economic exchange. The potential for cultural and economic exchanges arising from U.S.-Africa partnerships in space is a significant yet often overlooked aspect. As the U.S. engages with African nations, there lies an opportunity to foster not only technological advancements but also cultural understanding and economic development. Programs that encourage collaboration between U.S. and African scientists, engineers, and businesses could lead to innovative solutions to global challenges such as climate change and food security stemming from shared experiences in space exploration. This broader narrative of collaboration could enhance U.S. soft power and improve diplomatic relations, making it a crucial element of the collaboration framework. 7. The role of private sector and commercialization. The increasing role of private companies like SpaceX in national space policy is a significant trend that could redefine the landscape of space exploration. While this partnership is celebrated for its potential to reduce costs and increase efficiency, it also raises questions about the commercialization of space and the implications of private interests on public policy. The significance of this trend lies in its potential to shape norms and regulations governing space. As private companies take on more significant roles in space missions, the necessity for robust regulatory frameworks that ensure safety, ethical considerations, and equitable access to space resources becomes paramount. Conclusion. The collaboration framework between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX is a complex tapestry woven with ambition, strategy, and technological aspiration. While the report outlines the key components of this partnership, the overlooked aspects discussed above highlight the multifaceted implications for international relations, space policy, and global cooperation. Understanding these nuances is essential for grasping the full impact of this ambitious initiative, as it has the potential to redefine not only U.S. space exploration but also its role in the global arena. The collaboration framework between Donald Trump's Mars initiative and Elon Musk's SpaceX represents a significant shift in U.S. space policy with implications for international partnerships and technological advancements. Here are 4 valuable points for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. Political and strategic context. The partnership's foundation is rooted in a political context that emphasizes a commitment to space exploration as a symbol of national power. Trump's inaugural address highlighted this sentiment with his promise to plant the stars and stripes on Mars. This rhetoric is not just symbolic, it reflects a strategic decision to increase U.S. influence in the global space race, particularly against competitors like China and Russia. The growing space sector in Africa, projected to exceed £17.84 billion by 2026, presents a unique opportunity for the U.S. to foster relationships with emerging space nations, enhancing both diplomatic ties and economic benefits. This context sets the stage for a broader discourse on how space exploration serves national interests and the geopolitical landscape. 2. Leadership and strategic appointments. The appointments of Jared Isaacman as the head of NASA and JD Vance as vice president overseeing the National Space Council are pivotal. Isaacman's entrepreneurial background and experience in spaceflight position him to drive innovative policies at NASA, while Vance's oversight may streamline space initiatives to align with the administration's goals. These leadership choices suggest a move towards a more business-oriented approach to space policy, which could lead to accelerated project timelines and improved collaboration with private enterprises like SpaceX. Analyzing the impact of these appointments on NASA's direction and the interplay between governmental and private sector roles in space exploration offers insights into future U.S. space endeavors. 3. Technological aspirations. The collaboration is focused on advancing space technologies, particularly through Musk's Starship program, which is seen as a potential replacement for the expensive Space Launch System (SLS). The ambition to establish a self-sustaining colony on Mars by 2040 underscores the long-term vision driving this partnership. However, analysts caution that achieving these goals may face significant legislative and technical challenges. Delving into the technological implications of these aspirations, including the role of AI and robotics in space missions, and examining the feasibility of Musk's timelines, can provide valuable perspectives on the future of space exploration. 4. International partnerships. The initiative aims to establish partnerships with 7 countries, particularly focusing on African nations through forums like the US-Africa Space Forum. This approach not only seeks to counterbalance the influence of other powers in Africa but also positions the U.S. as a key player in the continent's burgeoning space sector. The cooperative agreements could facilitate technology transfer and infrastructure development, benefiting both the U.S. and African nations. A thorough analysis of these international partnerships, their potential outcomes, and the geopolitical ramifications can illuminate the broader implications of U.S. space diplomacy in shaping global space governance. In summary, the collaboration between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX presents a multifaceted opportunity for discussion on political strategy, leadership dynamics, technological innovation, and international relationships in the context of space exploration. Each of these points warrants deeper exploration to understand their potential impact on the future of space policy and global cooperation. 1. The Apollo program and international collaboration. The Apollo program, initiated in the 1960s, aimed at landing humans on the Moon and bringing them back safely to Earth. It was a significant milestone in space exploration, showcasing the United States' technological capabilities during the Cold War. The collaborative efforts among NASA contractors and international partners such as the European Space Agency (ESA) highlighted the importance of global partnerships in achieving monumental space goals. The Apollo missions not only advanced human spaceflight technology but also fostered a spirit of international cooperation that laid the groundwork for future collaborative space endeavors. 2. The International Space Station (ISS). The ISS is a prime example of international collaboration in space exploration. Launched in the late 1990s, the station is a joint project involving space agencies from the United States NASA, Russia Roscosmos, Europe ESA, Japan JAXA, and Canada CSA. The ISS serves as a microgravity research laboratory where scientific research is conducted in astrobiology, astronomy, meteorology, physics, and other fields. This collaborative framework has not only advanced scientific knowledge but also illustrated how countries can work together despite political differences, fostering peaceful relations through shared goals in space. 3. The Mars Exploration Program. NASA's Mars Exploration Program has involved various international partnerships since its inception. Missions like the Mars Science Laboratory Curiosity rover and the Mars 2020 mission Perseverance rover have included contributions from international space agencies and institutions. For example, the European Space Agency (ESA) has collaborated with NASA on various aspects of Mars exploration. These partnerships enable the sharing of scientific data, technology, and expertise. And they emphasize the global interest in Mars as a destination for future human exploration. The collaborative efforts highlight the potential for joint missions and research initiatives to enhance our understanding of Mars and pave the way for human colonization efforts similar to the proposed collaboration between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX. The collaboration framework between Donald Trump's Mars initiative and Elon Musk's SpaceX is shaping up to be a defining aspect of U.S. space policy, particularly as it seeks to establish international partnerships with 7 countries by 2024. This partnership, fueled by a shared ambition for space exploration, is expected to yield significant advancements in technology, diplomacy, and economic growth, particularly with a focus on Africa. Political and strategic context. With Trump's return to the presidency in January 2025, his administration has renewed its commitment to space, emphasizing the importance of U.S. leadership in this domain. His inaugural address highlighted the goal of landing Americans on Mars, a vision closely aligned with Musk's aspirations for SpaceX. This political backdrop sets the stage for strategic collaborations that aim to elevate U.S. standing in global space exploration. Technological aspirations. The framework anticipates leveraging advanced technologies essential for Mars missions, including artificial intelligence, robotics, and sustainable life support systems. Musk's goal of establishing a self-sustaining colony on Mars by 2040 reflects a long-term vision that requires the integration of cutting-edge technological advancements. The partnership may also lead to the development of new launch systems, potentially replacing the costly Space Launch System (SLS) with Musk's more efficient Starship technology. International partnerships. The framework outlines the establishment of partnerships with 7 countries, with a particular focus on African nations. The U.S.-Africa Space Forum is expected to be a pivotal platform for this collaboration, enhancing cooperation in space infrastructure, technology transfer, and capacity building. As the African space sector is projected to grow significantly with investments exceeding £17.84 billion by 2026, the U.S. aims to play a crucial role in this burgeoning industry. This engagement is not only beneficial for technology exchange but also serves to counterbalance the influence of China and Russia in the region. Economic and security considerations. The collaboration is anticipated to yield substantial economic benefits, particularly through investments in African space enterprises. The potential for U.S. companies to engage in projects related to satellite operations, launch facilities, and geospatial intelligence is significant. Furthermore, the partnership may enhance U.S. national security by establishing collaborative space surveillance networks. crucial for monitoring space activities and ensuring safety in an increasingly congested orbital environment. Challenges and legislative hurdles. Despite the ambitious goals, the partnership faces potential legislative hurdles. Changes in space policy often require bipartisan support, and any significant shifts could be met with resistance in Congress. Analysts suggest that while Trump and Musk may articulate grand visions, the practical implementation of these goals will be contingent on navigating the complexities of U.S. political dynamics. Timeline of key developments. 1. January 20, 2025, Trump's inauguration, where he reiterates his commitment to space exploration. 2. 2025, announcements of U.S.-Africa space initiatives aligning with the establishment of the African Space Agency AFSA. 3. April 2025, official operations of AFSA commence, providing a framework for U.S.-Africa collaborations. 4. 2027, NASA's Artemis program aims for a crewed lunar landing, setting the stage for subsequent Mars missions. Conclusion. The collaboration between Trump's Mars initiative and Musk's SpaceX represents a significant moment in the evolution of U.S. space policy. By fostering international partnerships, particularly with African nations, the framework aims to bolster technological advancements, economic growth, and U.S. leadership in space exploration. However, the success of this initiative will depend on the ability to navigate the political landscape and address the challenges inherent in such ambitious goals. As the timeline unfolds, the coming years will be critical in determining the trajectory of this partnership and its impact on the future of space exploration.